Hey, what's up, everybody? Scott Spreitzer here, DocSports.com. Well, welcome to the Week 6 NFL Top 5 Countdown for October 12th, 2025, and a game in Monday Night Football. We'll get to those in just a moment. Also going to tell you a little bit about what I got going on this weekend. Before we do that, real quick note, $60 free account is available if you're not yet a member at DocSports.com. All you got to do is click on that link below the video, get yourself set up for the free $60 account. Then you can use those free $60 on any of our daily packages at DocSports.com. Let's jump right into the countdown. Number 5, the Bills laying 4.5 Monday night at Atlanta. Like the Bills here in this one, everybody. This is the early game on Monday, 7:15 p.m. Eastern. Of course, Buffalo does have some injuries on defense, and they haven't looked all that hot against the run at times. And Atlanta does have Bijan Robinson. But after a sluggish effort in that loss to the Patriots, I do believe the Bills will refocus here. Atlanta's dead last in defensive yards per point allowed. Buffalo, well, their offense is top 8 in that metric, points per yard. And the Falcons defense have faced Marcus Mariota, Bryce Young, and J.J. McCarthy over the last 3 games. Gets a little bit tougher when you're talking about Josh Allen on the mound. I expect Allen and the Bills to refocus. They do rebound well off a loss by a field goal or less, going 9-1 against the spread the last 10 and winning those games by an average margin of 31-20. The Bills minus the points, the number 5 play. Number 4, I'm backing the Raiders minus the points over the Titans. And as of right now, Las Vegas laying 4.5 in that one. This game at 4:05 Eastern on Sunday. Tennessee was half a step away from dropping down 28-6 to Arizona. And then, of course, that bone-headed fumble at the goal line by Amari DiMercato. And I tell you what, I had a few friends in the circuit that had Arizona circuit survivor. And they, of course, lost that game with Arizona, a game Arizona should have won. But as far as Tennessee's concerned, they're allowing 6 yards per play. The defense is dreadful. And this is a game where the Raiders can run the football, control the tempo with their offense. Listen, you don't want Geno Smith firing the ball all over the field, but against this defense, Ashton Genty, who's averaging almost 6 yards per carry the last 2 weeks, should be able to take care of business. I like Las Vegas minus the points, the number 4 play in the countdown. Number 3 play, a prop. We're going to go with Marvin Harrison Jr. over his receiving yards. And right now it's anywhere from 51.5 to 53.5, again, as of Friday. And be sure to shop around for that one. Get the better number if you're going to jump on this one. Harrison has topped this number 3 times this season. He's averaging 61 receiving yards per game. He had 98 yards last week, 65 yards the week before, 66, I think it was, to be exact. So his last 2 games, he's played really well. He's not making those drops that he was early in the season, starting to look like he's feeling more comfortable. I've got a group of handicappers and bettors here in Las Vegas. We share information. We share metrics. And one of the bettors really loves adjusted completion percentage against wide receivers. And he was talking about that with me in our little group. And I'll tell you what that is real quick. Adjusted completion percentage. It takes out things like quarterback throwaways, like throwing the ball out of bounds, spiking the ball to stop the clock, wide receivers who are wide open and drop passes. That's all taken out of the mix. And what's factored in is basically when the defense has primary control of a situation. When you take all of that into consideration, the Colts are one of the worst 7 teams in adjusted completion percentage against wide receivers. It's been talked about before. Buddy of mine pointed it out to me this week. I do think that Harrison over his receiving yards prop is the way to go, and that is my number 3 play. Number 2 play in the countdown is also in the prop market. Xavier Worthy of the Chiefs over 4.5 receptions Sunday Night Football against the Detroit Lions. And Patrick Mahomes has one receiver right now that he can consistently, at least get some help when it comes to opening up the field deep downfield. And that would be Xavier Worthy. KC gained over 470 yards, 7.5 yards per pop on Monday night against Jacksonville. And part of that was due to Xavier Worthy's threat on the field. He ended up with 9 targets, 6 receptions in that game. He's played 2 full games so far this season. He's gone over this number of 4.5 both times, 17 targets in those 2 games. And going back to last year, Worthy has now caught at least 5 passes in each of his last 7 games. You got a Lions team that are banged up at the corner position. I like Xavier Worthy to go over his 4.5 reception prop That is the number 2 play. Number 1 play in the countdown in a moment. First, a quick note. If you are watching this Friday night or Saturday, I have had one game go off, or at least it's about to as of Friday. And that means we have 5 plays to go Saturday and Sunday. I've got a 6-star in Saturday's college football, 7-star in Sunday's NFL. You can see the record right there, the run we've been on, both short-term and long-term. All my plays on my homepage over at DocSports.com. All right, let's get to it. The number 1 play in the countdown, Patriots at the Saints. I like the Saints here, plus 3.5. This game at 1 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. We backed New Orleans last week. I'm taking them again here. I know they're 1-4, but they're just a few plays away from 3-2. Even the loss to Buffalo was a 2-point game with a little more than 7 minutes to go in the contest. They've got a bunch of guys, like half a dozen, who have registered a sack. I think they'll get some pressure on Drake May this week. And offensively, Spencer Rattler's not turning the football over. Check out his numbers. He just doesn't throw picks this year. He's also completing 67% of his passes. He's got a nice, legitimate deep threat in Rashid Shaheed, who can open things up. Again, once he gets behind a defense, he can start to open things up underneath and those intermediate routes for other receivers. So I like him here against the Pats. And one quick final note, the Pats have won just 1 of their last 11 following a game against a divisional opponent. And here they are, laying more than a field goal on the road. Give me 3.5 with the Saints, the number 1 play in the countdown. All right, recapping the countdown for this week in NFL action, Week 6. Number 5, the Buffalo Bills minus the points. Number 4, the Raiders minus the points over Tennessee. Number 3, Cardinals receiver Marvin Harrison Jr. over his receiving yards. Shop around for the best number there. Number 2, you've got Xavier Worthy of the Chiefs over 4.5 receptions. Number 1 play in the countdown, the New Orleans Saints plus 3.5 over the New England Patriots. That's the countdown for this week, Week 6 in the NFL. And again, you can check out all my plays on my homepage over at DocSports.com. We look to stay red hot, college and pro football, all sports, if you want to jump on board. I'm Scott Spreitzer, DocSports.com. Let's put him in the win column, everybody. Best of luck.